Today we are going to be learning about doing an abstract drawing by just using different things laying around the house or found outside used for texture. So I will adjust the camera, and so we're going to be taking a sheet of paper. I had some flooring in my garage that I had used to take a big red crayon and rub over for that design. So you can work with different layers as well. You don't always have to use crayon. I have some oil pastels that'll work too. I can go right over the top of the red. And it's not showing up as well, but if you look carefully, you can see that it is creating a texture of some sort. So if some materials might be too soft or the color might not be right for what you're working on, here I have colored pencil. And this is working like a collage with the red. These are colors that do work together, so this is going to be ideal for this project. That's just a piece of wood that I had. Here I have a piece of cardboard that I can work with. Maybe I can move that around underneath to create and the nice thing about the texture patterns is that they are easy to create all different shapes using the same background pattern. You could use leaves, you could use fabric textures. They sometimes have a different type of texture to it. I know what corduroy does. Let's see here. What else do I have that I could use for texture? All right, how about a calculator? That should be interesting. This one I think I'm going to be using a crayon on the calculator. I'm able to get the calculator buttons on there too. So, for example, let's hopefully I place those correctly. Oh, I tore my paper. So you have to be careful too. You might tear your paper. So there you go. It's kind of fun to see what's out there. Also too, if it's something you're not sure, ask your parents. Need anybody getting in trouble for coloring on things that would be they shouldn't be able to color. So I have a doorbell plate that's really kind of cool. So I just took it apart. Doorbell plate. This is the doorbell parts here. So maybe I could do a round. Let's see here. And actually, the archaeologists use this rub technique on many different objects that they find to duplicate without having to take something out of a sacred place or out of a important place. So this is kind of fun to do with these different objects you found. I didn't even see this laying around until just now, and I got the aha moment to say, let's try this. All right, so that's another thing. I do have something else that's kind of neat pattern here. It's kind of dirty. I had some plants on there, but it's a tray. And this is what I'm going to do for my finale here. So I'm trying to take this and see what I can do to create a very interesting kind of abstract outcome. Kind of looks like a blast. I had no idea what I was going to make until I just went and grabbed whatever I could find. And that's the fun thing about making art. Making art, sometimes you can find some pretty interesting colors and some things to just kind of make it happen. Here at Oil Pastel, again, the greens and reds are complementary colors, and the purple and yellow, so I do have some complementary colors for each of the colors, and I wasn't thinking about it, but it just kind of happened. And I'm sure a lot of packaging and a lot of different things you have laying around. Check the recycling bin. Make sure it's clean beforehand. But you can create some really kind of interesting artwork by just using random things that you find around the house. So then you can go back if you want. If you use a lot of crayon stuff, you can go back and you can outline things to make it a little more dramatic. And maybe look a little more finished. And you can share your artwork with me. For example, I could go back and outline all my circles. It's kind of forgot I used oil pastel. Oil pastels and Sharpies are not the best of friends, but you can add your own touches to these. It's your project, you have fun, and share these with me. I'd like to see what you have going on with these. So I hope you enjoy the lesson and share these with me, and keep making art.